Alright, Shalom, Shalom. First thing I want to do is give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostle and elders of great millstone. Salutation, brothers, pushing his word with true sincerity, with charity. I'm going to call this self-discipline. Alright, because in its truth, you know, in the knowledge and wisdom of Yahweh Ba'asham Shai, self-discipline is a must. You know, controlling your spirit. You know, and the number one thing is knowing how to deny yourself, knowing how to calm down, you know, and think with your brain and not thinking off of impulses like an animal, like a beast, which I'm learning, you know. These are things that me personally I deal with, you know, as far as anger, you know, controlling that, you know, that like the brother, like the Elder Benji like to say, what he called it, I'm just extreme, you know. There's no in between. It's just regular or extreme. So I've been working on it, trying to, you know, and the Lord been kind of, I had a situation the other day, Lord, you know, had to, you know, he had said some few things to me, you know. But scriptures say, know what is evil for thy soul and give not that unto it. That takes a lot of discipline to tell your flesh no. All right, it takes a lot of willpower, especially, you know, let's say, you know, I've been trying to lose weight, you know, and really, you know, get a hold of my diet because, you know, you know, let's say you're in the hospital, but you're in the hospital because, you know, self-inflicted, man. You know, I don't want to go out, you know, because of something I did to myself. You know what I mean? You know, I feel like I'm being a coward, to be honest. You know, and you know, and let's be honest. I'm gonna be honest. It's hard because if you allow yourself to develop these bad habits, you know, it takes fasting and prayer, all right, to try to break, you know, and a strong, you know, will, you know, which is discipline, to break these bad habits and develop good habits. All right, which in eating is one of them, you know. Like the scriptures say, if a man cannot control his spirit, it's like a city broken down and without walls. You know, controlling ourselves, controlling his flesh, you know, controlling his flesh. All right, we should be meditating and praying to Yahweh Ba'asham Shai, man, and really trying to get close to Yahweh Ba'asham Shai to help us kill his old man, kill his flesh, you know, and to get control of this beast. All right, because the scriptures, this flesh is his own thing. It's called a chain of darkness, you know. This flesh is a living thing that our spirit is in that keeps it animated. But it's its own thing. All right? It's its own thing, and our mind is its own thing. All right? Our spirit is its own thing. I like the scriptures say, the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit the flesh. All right? Like the scriptures say, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. So the flesh is what we in, our body. You know, it has its own desires and wants and needs and things of that nature. All right, its own programming, so to speak. All right, but when you develop habits like bad eating habits and things like that, your body comes accustomed to eating like that, and that's what it wants. All right, so you know, when you laying off the sugar and you laying off the sweets, and you know, you're not eating the carbs, and you know, your body gonna hit you like, hey, look, nigga, what you doing? I want some pop, nigga. You know, Jake may say, oh, it's parasites. No, nigga, that's your flesh, nigga. Your body, brothers, sisters, your body want that pop. It's so accustomed to it. Your body want the candy. Your body want the chips and the juice and the, you know. That your body wants that. Your flesh want it. All right? But that's how we end up. Next thing you know, we end up gaining. We didn't gain. Like me, I used to be, you know, a fairly skinny guy. You know, but, you know, it's called comfort eating. You know, when, you know, some people, you know, that's how they handle their stress. When they get a little upset, you know, they drink or eat. You know, you can get a lot of carbs, you can get a lot of sugar from liquor. You know what I mean? A lot of calories from just drinking. You know, that's why they call it beer bellies. You know, you know, and shit is unhealthy. Fuck with your circulation if you drink too much. All right, you know. Yeah, we fucked up, but you know, we got to do good to ourselves, like the scriptures say, man. You got to know to do good to yourself, man. You know. Hey, look, what the scriptures say, take not thy own life in the era of our life. When we eat and do things indiscriminately, we killing ourselves, man. You know, if it wasn't for brothers, you know, that's helping me, you know, giving me certain tips and pointers, you know, because at one point it wasn't hard for me to do certain things, but I done got so comfortable with eating bullshit. All right, I done found myself back. You done backtracked and gained all this weight back. You know, and then you develop anxiety, numbness in the hands. All these are things that can be attributed to diet and gut health. You know, but it all stems from not having control, all right, over our flesh. All right, and to be honest, I'm starting to feel, I'm gonna be honest, weak. Like, you know, not weak as in a Chicago term, as in a hoe ass nigga. Let me just say how it is. You know, even though I'm doing this work, but you know, we don't want to find ourselves in situations to where, you know, the wounds being self-inflicted. You know, when the spirit be telling us, you know, the Lord, angels be telling us, the Lord said, angels, hey, look, man, you need to change your diet. You need to stop drinking so much. All right? Hey, look, you should only drink wine. And then, you know, you should only drink good wine. You know? You shouldn't be drinking so much hard liquor every day. You know? But we get so caught in our feelings and our flesh. And like the scriptures say, the Most High speak of once, yea, twice, and man perceive it not. All right? And you'll be surprised how when you change your diet, you know, your dreams will start coming back. All right? Because this shit is clogging our minds, man. It's fucking with our spirit, man. All this chemical they put in the food. All right? We already know even a somewhat halfway decent food is polluted too, but it ain't as polluted. You know? But to be shooting yourself in the foot, you know. And I'm saying this, you know, just because this is how I'm feeling. And I was like, man, I'm gonna share with the brothers and, you know, the few sisters that believe. All right, you look up, you're aging faster. All right, you walk up a flight of stairs, you out of fucking breath. You know what I mean? You know, your knees, your back. A lot of that is contributed to a poor diet and not considering our meats. All right, and not considering what we actually putting inside our bodies, man. You know, and you know, in understanding that we in the valley of the shadow of death, and ain't nothing good here, and everything is defiled, and we understand all this. Yes, we understand all of that. So how much more we need to be, you know, controlling, you know, our diet, and we need to, you know, stop eating all this bullshit and just drinking our sorrows away. Because really, you ain't doing nothing but hurting yourself, you know, if you just find yourself steady drinking, steady eating bullshit. It's late night, and you fucking eating 10-piece with extra lemon pepper and mild sauce. It is 1 o'clock in the morning. All right? And normally I have a drink when I get off work, you know, but me personally, you know, I'm trying to get to just drinking on the weekends. You know, because when I get to drinking, that's when I want to eat. That's when I eat the bullshit. That's when I get back into my bad habits and to eating, and, you know, and to start eating the candy and you know, when I get that oil in me, you know. And that's why the scriptures say, know it is evil for thy soul and give not that unto it. Especially when you got a goal. When you got a goal and you're trying to accomplish something, especially weight loss, is, you know, you got to sit back and examine everything, man. And you're going to have to make changes. All right? Changes have to be made. How you shop. All right? It's better to not even have that shit in the house. All right? To even tempt you. You know? But we're not perfect. But it still should be an effort, a fight, all right, to try to get control of this beast, all right, to get control of this beast called the flesh, you know. And that just, you know, something I just, you know, was on my spirit. You know, I just wanted to share with you, brothers and sisters. You know, just pray, fast. You know, if you're dealing with something like the scriptures say, if any man lack of wisdom, pray to the Most High to get every man liberally. All right? And wisdom, all right? When you get the wisdom, you get the understanding. You know? And take wisdom and understanding to understand that, you know, discipline is a part of wisdom. It's all the same thing. Because if you know something and you're applying it, the implementation, applying the wisdom, all right, you know, that's applying the wisdom is discipline. All right, you know. So with that, you know, I just hope it's edifying. I want to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, by Shema Shai, by Shema Dash. Devil honor to the apostle and elders, great millstone. Salutations, you brothers pushing this word with truth, sincerity, and with charity. Shalom and above.